Well, now to the UK, where Queen Elizabeth has approved Prime Minister Boris Johnson's request to suspend Parliament. The deadline for Parliament to leave the EU is October 31st. And this suspension means lawmakers likely won't have enough time to pass laws preventing Johnson from pulling out without a deal in place. Simon Bates explains for this week's London Calling.
Our mission.
It was the day that British Prime Minister Boris Johnson shocked us all. He reached for his nuclear weapon and he launched it. His target was Parliament and the democratic process. You see, with a majority in Parliament of just one, his government was always going to be vulnerable. And of course, it's all to do with his promise for Britain to leave the European Union at the end of October. Do or die, as Johnson memorably put it. But if we haven't come to a withdrawal agreement with the EU by then, we'll just crash out, leading to potential chaos at the ports and shortages of fresh food and medicines. The opposition parties have been meeting to try and find a legal way of stopping him, but they've been wrong-footed by Johnson's sudden move. The closure of Parliament, just a few days after legislators return from the summer recess, will prevent them from passing a law to stop the Prime Minister in his tracks. They simply won't have enough time to get the legislation through. So, has Boris Johnson won? Well, not yet. There's sure to be some sort of legal challenge against this. Who knows what our Supreme Court will decide? And there may also be a parliamentary vote or even a vote of no confidence in Boris Johnson's administration. And finally, there is one person in Britain dreading all this more than anyone else: our Queen. That will involve her getting mixed up with party politics, something she's avoided during her entire reign. She really needs all this at the age of 93. But make no mistake, this is serious stuff. Britain is entering a political and a constitutional crisis, and whichever side wins, the country could be the biggest loser. That's London Calling for today. This is Simon Bates for CBS News in London.